Kalima, Mahakali, or simply Kali, goddess that is feared by some, worshipped by many, and also misunderstood in so many ways. Anyway, in this video, what I want to share with you is my experience and what I learned when I worked with Kali for more than 30 days. So if you're interested in witchcraft, the occult, and spiritual knowledge, you're in the right place, and make sure to subscribe. I've known of Kali before, but I dare not work with her. Because everywhere I read about her or watch videos, they would always tell you that she's not for everyone, or they would advise you to be really careful, that she can bring a lot of destruction, but it will be good destruction. But either way, if you're not prepared to work with her, she could pretty much turn your life upside down. That's what I was told. That, and adding that, I did not want to go into cultural appropriation and not having someone guide me through it. It just didn't feel like it would be possible to work with her. Until we talk about her with a client that later became a really good friend. In fact, it was during this period that we became very close friends. We were sharing about some of our spiritual workings and things that we were focusing on, and she was working with Kali to remove some of her fears and some things that bother her. To which I mentioned having been interested in working with Kali before and why I haven't done so. And she, being Hindu herself, she told me that she was inviting me to work with her. Not only that, but also that religion, unless you need to be initiated, you should at least look into it and see what, if your heart calls into it, and if you are doing it with respect, which obviously I was, then why not? So the very first time that I worked with her, then it was as a reading that I did for this friend. I decided that I will be able to channel her and deliver any message regarding this fear and what my friend wanted to see removed and work with, so that I could feel her energy. So also that if I decide that her energy was too much, or maybe I didn't feel invited by the goddess to work with her, then that will be it. And that will be a way of experience her energy, her divinity. Also, it will be a way to help my friend, and it will be a way of serving spirit, serving Kali by delivering this message. So I did with the use of tarot and channeling. I recorded a reading for her regarding this fear, this issue that she was trying to remove, and advice came forward and a lot of things that resonated with her. I'm trying to think, but I think it's best if I don't give too much information, because obviously this is private. And I'm trying to just share my experience, not my friends, because that is her story to tell, of course. So we started talking more about that. She was really grateful. I was grateful with the feedback that she told me, like things resonated, that it was indeed things that she was working for. And then she mentioned that she was going to participate in a program that will work with Kali for 30 days straight. I won't be mentioning this program because although it had many good things, it also had some things that I wasn't particularly fond of. So I think everyone should just work with her in their own way. So obviously the first day is all about getting introduced to Kali, knowing a little bit more about her, and digging more into her myth, her stories, her what does she stand for, what can she help you achieve so that you can get goals when you're gonna work with her. And that is when I found out that her energy was also very motherly, which I never experienced before. Because everyone just jumps into saying that she's very dangerous to work with, that she will get your life upside down, and that might be true and it might be their experience. But again, this was the very first time that I also saw her. Oh, she's also motherly. Wow. We learned about some of her chants and music, and it was about burn it all away, burn everything that does not serve us, which sounds very useful, but it can be a little bit challenging, and I will get into it a little bit more as I keep speaking of this. For her yantra, which I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing well, but I asked my friend, what is a yantra? And she said that the difference is that a yantra is sort of like a image that possesses power and is linked to this divinity. Of course, we did meditations. I even set up an altar, which I'm gonna show you a little bit of a picture of that. I did small little offerings, especially of flowers and candles and things like that, oils and incense. Yeah, the more I worked with her at the beginning, I felt that motherly care. I felt being sort of pushed with a very gentle push at the beginning, keynote at the beginning. But I didn't had a focus like my friend that wanted to get rid of a specific fear. I told Callie, like, show me what is it that I need to get rid of. Show me what is it that I need to eliminate. I did not come with this is the behavior, the problem, the anything that I want for you to burn and take it away. So here is the part that started getting crazy. For my friend, and she even told me that it's okay to share this part. When I asked her to share a little bit of her experience so that I could read it, this is what she wrote. I started working with Kalima without much knowledge of her. Although I heard that her energy was fierce and intense, I didn't realize just how intense. I have some serious anxiety issues, so I asked her to burn those fears away. At first, when I was triggered, I would recite her mantra and my anxiety would subside faster. I would still get triggered, but I would regain calmness quicker than before. And there was a huge potential trigger upcoming, so I prepared myself mentally and physically for this. I tried to control things as much as possible so I wouldn't get triggered. Let's just say that no matter how much preparation I did, I was still triggered in a huge way, and I feel that Kalima orchestrated this. Although I believe that she did it for my highest good, her energy was way too intense for me. And I'm ending her quote. And indeed, we talked after, and we agree that at the beginning she is very motherly, but it's sort of like maybe when she's tired that we haven't progressed, or it's like, okay, done with you, then she throws you into the fire, not just your fears or your things. It's like you go into the fire to burn everything and come from it changed. With it comes into this orchestrated things that happens. And my friend even said, like, I feel that when everything is okay, she's a very loving mother, yes indeed, but also is the mother that will just throw you into a pool so you learn how to swim quick or something will happen, which for some people might be necessary. But I totally now understand the voices that said, like, working with Kali is not for everyone. It might be a little much. For me, it came as removing my addiction about video games. I had trouble with video games for a really long time, many years. They will come and go, depending of what I was doing. Like when I became a mother, I stopped playing video games altogether. Then eventually started playing again, but it was really well controlled. I will just play like an hour here and there, not even every day. But as my kids got older, and as also I got a better PC and so on, I started again playing for hours on hours, especially when the kids didn't needed me because they were not at school or when they were asleep. So yeah, it was really bad. And I guess she decided to take that because, as I said before, I did not ask her for a specific goal on what to work with. I realized a little when I started having trouble, and she started small. She started just making it difficult for me to connect to the video game, which is online. So everything else would work. The internet will work. I could do anything. But when I was logging into that game, it will crash, it will have lag, it will have problems. Maybe I could eventually, after trying and trying, I could play for a little bit, but then I will have some troubles again. And it kept going like this for a while. Small little inconveniences that kept repeating themselves, but I kept through it. I started thinking like maybe it's that, and I go like, Kali, come on, are you really gonna take this away from me? This is like one of my escapes, and I guess I wasn't able to see the point that it was affecting me again. And although it never got as bad as when it was before becoming a mother and having kids, it was still taking a big chunk of my time. It was also making me feel very, very frustrated when I lost the game. And yeah, it just is something that it was not serving me, especially not as much as, like, if you were to put it into balance, the release and the escapism that it gave me, I could achieve with something else that I wasn't obsessed with and addicted to. And yeah, it's just something that it was not giving me enough joy and enough escapism, and it will get too many hours of my life. It will also, when I was not playing, if I played before and I was losing, I was just angry. And yeah, you get the gist of this. Eventually she started getting more and more aggressive, and again, I totally agree with my friend that she was orchestrating these things because it never happened before, not like this, not in this intensity, not so many things like the internet working, but just this game not working, just this having issues even after reinstalling it and updating it and all those things. So then I started having problems with the game itself, with the other players. I could not play well, even though I was really good at this game after often getting played of the game and the highlights and the most kills, and obviously not every single time, but often enough. And people just started treating me ridiculously bad, getting angry at me. And at first it was just messages that I started ignoring until it started becoming into the mic, and just people saying the most horrible things. Many times I cried, and eventually just I couldn't anymore. I uninstalled the game. I looked for another game that I could play and that could again give me a little bit of escapism. But because I was starting a new game, I did not have that addiction like this, because I'm addicted to the game itself, not towards all the gamings. But yeah, eventually I realized that, and I just said, Kali, okay, thank you for helping with that, but this is it. This is it. I really don't want to, even if it is for my highest good, to go through this, having to cry, and even, yeah, it was too much. And for my friend, she also got triggered. She also cried. It was also very, just very strong. And but for her, the thing was bigger, and she has not lost that fear. Oh, and she was even again mentioning it, that, oh, I still have this fear. And she's I guess like what she was trying to, what she thought it would happen is that Callie will, just take it, just burn it, and that's it, and do nothing, that it will just disappear. And then we started talking of, yeah, we know that we also have to do things, but, and more things started making sense of her. And then she even said, like, why would you do this? Why is it like this? And I go, well, not only you gave her permission, you invited her, you told her, and you said, burn it all away. So she's burning it. She is bringing fire and is burning us. Not just the thing, is really bringing in pain and this and chaos. And then, yeah, that's when it hit her a little bit harder, that it just wouldn't be as easy as to just asking her and she calmly coming and just removing or making something disappear, or even if we had to work for it, do it little by little with small little triggers. And it was just extremely disruptive, even more for her than it was for me. So yeah, after the 30 days, I thank her. And other than doing more readings and channelings with her, because she gives really good advice, or again, if someone decides that they want me to channel her, I will totally do that again. But unless there is something just that I know, I will not work with her again blindly and just telling her choose something that needs to be removed, because she can be very gentle at the beginning, but if things are not working, again, it's like that mother that is teaching you math, and when you get it, everything is fine, she's happy. And I'm Latina, so that maybe that's why this image is coming to my head. But when you don't get it, the chancla comes out, and you're gonna get it, you're gonna do it some way or another. So yeah, if you want me to talk more about Kali, about other goddesses and witchcraft that I have experienced, let me know. What is it that you would like to learn? Do you have any deity that would you like to hear a similar story about? What is working like with them, and so on. So yeah, let me know in the comments. Let's have a conversation. Let me know, have you worked with Kali? What is your experience with her? Many blessings, and I hope to see you on my next video.